Session and Good Morning Nigeria while speaking on the final preparations. Lydia Sampson reports.
Expected to be highly competitive for three major contestants, key players agree the Edo State governorship election, barely hours away, must tick all the boxes of due process from all.
That is robust patrol. We want to protect both the election monitors and the election observers. We want to protect the INEC properties, the both sensitive and non-sensitive materials, as well as the INEC properties. That is the cost in the increase, because we want to ensure safety.
On our part, we have trained our ad hoc staff. We have held meetings with the security agencies, and they have promised us that they will be professional in their duty. We have also trained the EOs. We have also trained the SPOs. We have given the register to the various political parties.
While the police and INEC reels out confidently on their level of preparedness, believing everything in place for air, ground and marine logistics to cover riverine areas, election observers and monitors express cautious optimism, urging politicians across parties to abide by the rules. They decried situations where some hired thugs to disrupt the exercise.
Yes, it's going to be competitive and contentious, but the votes would help us determine if it was truly a three-horse race, because at the end is the outcome that defines what exactly the kind of competition it was.
I expect the security agencies to back their words with actions, because the situation whereby, like in the last 5 days or so, they've been doing what we call a show of force. Therefore, we've advised again that it should be show of strength, and when you demonstrate strength, you should be able to back it with action.
How we should pay particular attention to the process, right from accreditation to voting and the counting, and that is where INEC will fully get involved.
In a Edo election can always be anticlimactic, and I hope it is this time around.
They are emphatic that voter turnout must be encouraged to deepen the right of the people to vote candidates of their choice. The guest also cautioned against vote buying and selling and reiterates the need for collaborations amongst security agencies for a credible procedure. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, Nta News.
Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo is urging the candidates and stakeholders of the All Progressive Congress APC to work for the total victory of the party in the October 19 local government council election in the state. Governor Ododo was speaking at the flag-off of the statewide campaign for the local government council election by the APC held at the Muhammadu Buhari Square in Lokoja. The governor, who was joined by leaders of the party from the 3 senatorial districts of the state, used the occasion to present the scorecard of the APC-led administration in the state and noted that his administration has successfully implemented the 40% affirmative action for women in elective positions in the state, with the party's decision to reserve all vice chairmanship positions and at least 4 out of every councillorship position in each of the 21 local government areas in the state for women. Adding that, appointments of ward special assistants and local government special assistants has truly returned governance back to the people at the grassroots. He urges the people of the state to embrace peace and remain united behind the APC-led government, assuring that the party will continue to ensure that the resources of the state is utilized to lift the people out of poverty and consolidate on the achievements of the state government in all sectors of the economy. He commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the efforts made by his administration to pull the nation out of the current economic crisis, assuring that Kogi State will continue to key into policies and programs aimed at alleviating hardship among Nigerians. State Chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Bello, commends Governor Ododo for his exemplary performance, which he noted has made the local government election campaign easier for the party. The federal government wants regulatory agencies to eliminate overlaps and align their actions with Tinubu's agenda for economic growth and come up with measures that will promote ease of doing business in Nigeria. Vice President Kashim Shettima said this during a Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council Regulators Forum to build an effective regulatory impact framework for Nigeria held at the Presidential Villa. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Streamlining the regulatory environment in Nigeria and the government's crucial role in driving the coordination, transparency, and the global competitiveness are required for the nation's economic transformation. Vice President Kashim Shettima implored government regulators to be willing to reinvent processes and innovations, guiding Nigeria towards economic growth.
The work of PEBEC, particularly through initiatives like the Regulatory Reform Accelerator, has been pivotal in reducing the obstacles faced by businesses. Today's forum offers an unparalleled opportunity to address these issues head-on and chart a new course towards regulatory cohesion. This is not merely an event. It is a defining moment for us to reflect on the duties we owe our nation.
Vice President Shettima charged the regulators to heed President Tinubu's call to action, noting that the president envisions a country where regulatory excellence drives economic growth, attracts investment, and ultimately improves the quality of life for all citizens. Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, Ibrahim Hassan Hadija, outlined PEBEC's 2024 outlook, highlighting Nigeria's business and investment climate reforms through its 5 strategic pillars, comprising regulatory, judicial, and legislative reforms.
We have some legislative challenges that we'll be working on immediately. He's giving us a timeline with which to get back to him, and we'll be addressing and engaging with the 10th National Assembly about some underlying legislations that need to be amended so that regulators can really fulfill their mandate to their stakeholders.
The signal to the outside world. So I think by the conclusion of this forum, we as regulators in Nigeria were able to sit down and talk to each other rather than being caught unawares and ending up fighting fires, which in the long run hampers investment into the country.
Now, with this meeting, regulators in Nigeria must act as enablers, evolving to support and nurture the ecosystem they oversee, as expected government in modern history, to leave office having reduced the overall burden of regulation rather than increasing it. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
The federal government is asking Nigerian youth to explore the vast opportunities created by the current administration for youth development to be self-reliant and more valuable. Speaking at an anti-irregular migration summit tagged the Japa Conundrum, Minister of Budget and Economic Planning Abubakar Bagudu says the policies target youth inclusion in changing the fortune of the country. Joseph Utsen reports.
Attempts to irregularly migrate to other countries in pursuit of alleged better economic opportunities have led many into the hands of exploitation, human trafficking, and even death.
The solutions lie in creating economic opportunities at home, increasing awareness about the dangers of irregular migration, and fostering a cross-border collaboration to protect the lives and dignity of migrants.
This summit brings on board critical stakeholders, including youth, to brainstorm on causes and solutions.
To deal with the
renowned Pan-Africanist and human rights advocate Patrick Lumumba attributes the phenomenon to a colonial mindset that everything back home in Africa is not good enough.
Good politics create the oxygen from which the economy breathes. When the economy breathes, then things begin to happen. Mindsets begin to change. You begin to create opportunities at home. Create opportunities, and agriculture is one of them.
We are putting in place from training of our youth, from investing in our women, from investing in agriculture. We believe we are on the way of creating a skill-based set that will help us to support our younger ones to achieve their dreams.
Available statistics shows that out of 5 Nigerians that have irregularly migrated to other countries, only 1 reaches the destination. 2 are lost en route, while the rest are trapped in between. In Abuja, Joseph Utsen, NTA News.
With the aim of fostering the growth and expansion of local businesses, the Renewed Hope Initiative has empowered 1,000 women who are petty traders with 50,000 naira each in Nasarawa State. The program was flagged off by Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, represented by wife of the Nasarawa State Governor, Silifat Abdullahi Sule. Bilkisu Gruku reports.
The program is part of the continued commitment of the federal government to drive economic growth through small-scale businesses. Flagging off the disbursement, the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, represented by wife of Nasarawa State Governor Silifat Abdullahi Sule, acknowledged the challenges of small and medium enterprises, especially petty traders, who form the backbone of local economies. She explained that the 50,000 recapitalization grant will go a long way to enhance economic growth if properly utilized. Beneficiaries appreciate the First Lady and President Tinubu for the assistance.
I'm rearing chicken because the chicken and the food, their feed now is so high. This one would at least move me somewhere.
It is going to benefit me in many ways by buying some sewing items which I don't have and other things that will make my business grow faster.
Praising the intervention, wife of Nasarawa State Deputy Governor Sheila Toson Akabe and Commissioner for Women Affairs Aisha Rufai described the event as significant towards empowering women entrepreneurs expand their businesses. In Lafia, Bilkisu Umar Burku, NTA News.
Heads of all academic health institutions in Nigeria have been mandated to ensure the full implementation of the newly reviewed Health Information of Management Technicians curriculum in the different health departments and schools across Nigeria. This was by the Registrar and Chief Executive Officer, Health Records Officers Registration Board of Nigeria, Babagana Mustafa, in Abuja. Thomas Ogbetere has the rest of the story.
The role of medical records and health information technicians is to review records for accuracy and compliance with regulations, as well as compile and maintain patients' medical records. Therefore, for the health record officers to achieve these, according to the registrar, Babagana Mustafa, and others, while unveiling the 3-volume curriculum, the one-day retreat of all heads of health institutions across Nigeria became necessary to enlighten them on their roles in the curriculum implementation and evaluation.
To go around and see that the implementation has taken place in almost all the schools. If we found or discover one thing, that school will definitely be cancelled out of our record in the board.
And not only to escalate it down to people that were unable to attend the seminar, but even to impart the knowledge to the students.
To produce graduates that will grasp the principles and practice of health information.
I'll continue to make sure that they implement it to the latter.
Provost, College of Health Technology, Delta State, Augustina Era, says the full implementation of the newly reviewed Health Information Management Curriculum is sacrosanct, not only to her school, but to all health schools and departments.
And this would also improve the performance of the students, both at their exit exams and their professional lives as well.
She added that the implementation will also provide a database of graduates and practitioners in digitizing patients' data and ensuring that records comply with Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Acts. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. More reports will return. Thanks for being there. Nigerian military says it will continue to support the ongoing search and rescue operations in addition to providing necessary wherewithal, especially in the area of security. Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa said this while leading other service chiefs to commiserate with the government and people of Borno State over the recent flood disaster. Abubakar Musa reports.
The commiseration visit by the service chiefs became imperative in view of the level of devastation experienced in Maiduguri and environs occasioned by flood. Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Gwabin Musa, who led other service chiefs to the government house Maiduguri, expressed heartfelt sympathy to the government and citizens of Borno, especially those badly affected by the flood crisis. He reaffirmed the military's unwavering determination in sustaining the momentum of protecting lives and property, citing example with a series of interventions the military carried out during the Maiduguri flood crisis.
Your Excellency, members of the armed forces and other security agencies, I wish you and the good people of Borno State all the way.
Governor Babagana Umara acknowledged the immeasurable support extended to Borno by the military, especially in terms of search and rescue operations, and gave reassuring remarks to sustain the momentum of collaboration.
Honestly speaking, without the support of the Nigerian military by now, we would have lost many thousands.
The top brass of the military also extended heartfelt sympathy to the Shehu of Borno, where the monarch, Shehu Abubakar Ibn Umar Garba El-Kanemi, acknowledged the unprecedented sacrifices soldiers made during the peak of the recent flood disaster. The service chiefs later held a closed-door meeting with personnel over the Maiduguri flood challenge, among other security issues, and also addressed troops on the front line, where the Chief of Defense Staff challenged them to remain resolute in defending the territorial integrity of the country. The visit also featured presentation of awards of excellence to the high-ranking military officers as well as to the theater commander, Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Musa, Nta News.
The Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Noah Larissa Onelu, has directed the agency's community orientation officers to immediately commence a massive sensitization campaign in communities likely to be affected by the release of excess water from the Lagdo Dam. A statement by Noah Deputy Director of Press, Paul Adenyi, states that the Cameroonian Authority has notified the Nigerian government that it will soon release the excess water from the dam, urging Nigeria to take precautionary measures to prevent damage to property and loss of life. Recognizing the urgency, the Director General instructed State Directorates, particularly the 11 frontline states, to begin ward-to-ward campaigns in all local governments identified as a risk. That the affected states include Kogi, Nasarawa, Adamawa, Taraba, Benue, Anambra, Bayelsa, and Delta. The Director General also appealed to state and local governments to take NICE's warning seriously and implement measures to mitigate risks to communities along flood-prone areas. This is the news at 3 on Nta News24. Here are the major highlights of the bulletin. Ahead of Edo State governorship election, President Bola Tinubu calls on stakeholders to conduct themselves peacefully and sportingly. Government tasks Nigerian youth to explore vast opportunities created by current administration and youth development.
Training of our youth, from investing in our women, from investing in agriculture.
Nigerian military pledges commitment to ongoing search and rescue operations in states affected by flood.
Prepare them adequately to be able to engage with the challenges that are going to face in the field.
This is Nta News 24.
The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, has charged the graduation cadet of the Nigerian Defence Academy to brace up to current security challenges and fight with courage to defend the nation's territorial integrity against all adversaries. The Chief of the Air Staff gave the charge at the special guests of the honor to the beating of retreat for the 2024 graduating cadets of the Nigerian Defence Academy held in Africa, Kaduna. Haruna Mohammed reports.
The beating of retreat is an age-long tradition for graduating Nigerian armed forces, marking the end of their rigorous training. As the special guest of honor to the Nigerian Defence Academy, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, urged graduating cadets to confront contemporary security challenges with courage and innovation. He emphasized the importance of putting the nation first and called on the cadets to use their extensive training to defend Nigeria's territorial integrity and protect its citizens while reiterating the commitment of the armed forces of Nigeria.
And I have no doubt that they have gone through a lot of training that has prepared them adequately to be able to engage with the challenges that are going to face in the field. I wish them all the best.
The Air Chief praised the Academy's leadership for their commitment to excellence and highlighted the need for integrity, loyalty, and courage in military service. Haruna Mohammed, Nta News.
Federal Road Safety Corps, FRC, has entered into a strategic alliance with key stakeholders to reduce road traffic crashes, RTCS, across Nigeria. This is contained in a communique issued at the end of an emergency press briefing and stakeholders meeting to address rising RTCS in Nigeria. The meeting identified lack of adequate road signs, poor traffic lights, infrastructure overloading, drivers' complacency, underage drivers operating articulated vehicles, alcohol and illicit drug abuse, amongst others, as some of the key factors bedeviling road crashes. FRC appealed to motorists not to buy petrol and keep in jerry cans inside their vehicles to prevent fire outbreaks that could lead to unnecessary loss of lives and property, aside the fact that motorists must obey traffic laws, drive defensively, avoid night trips, check vehicle condition and report reckless driving.
Passengers down and let them.
And that concludes the news desk at 3 and Nta News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Olajide Bedlo.